Namaskar and Jai Hind, aspirants. Welcome to the Dnyanjyoti Education. I am Dinesh Nandurbare. So, aspirants, Dnyanjyoti Education always be present in front of you with the solutions of the problems you are facing with during your preparation time. I am talking about your civil service preparation, MPSC Rajyaseva. So today also I am here with a solution of your fundamental problem, that is the source or the books. Which books should I refer? Okay. So today I am going to talk about only the basic books required for your preparation. I am not going to the reference books because these basic books are the fundamental for your preparations. ओके. तर आज आपण ह्या ठिकाणीला परीक्षेचा अभ्यास करण्यासाठी जे कुठल्या आपल्याला महत्त्वाची बेसिक पुस्तकांची गरज असते त्याबद्दल चर्चा करणार आहे. आपण जे रेफरन्स पुस्तकं असतात त्याबद्दल आज चर्चा करणार नाहीयेत. ओके. सो लेट्स स्टार्ट अवर सेशन. Before starting our session, for those students who are beginners, I am going to explain you in a very short manner that what is the scheme for this examination. MPSC राज्यसेवा याची स्कीम काय ते सांगण्यासाठी मी एक 2 मिनिटाचा तुमचा वेळ घेणार आहे त्या ठिकाणीला. So aspirants, the MPSC going to conduct an examination which is lasting for a whole year. It will have a 3 layers of the examination: tier 1, tier 2 and tier 3 examination. Tier 1 examination is your preliminary examination. Preliminary examination is a MCQ based examination. That means you will be given with a 1 question and you will have a 4 options. In an answer sheet you have to mark 1 right answer. That's it. So that is the preliminary type of examination. It will have 2 paper first and paper second. Paper first is your GS, general studies, which includes 7 different aspects: history, geography, polity, economics, environment, current affairs, science. Paper second will cover your CSAT. CSAT stand for your reading comprehension, then quantitative aptitude, and English reading comprehension, quantitative aptitude and reasoning. These are the topics covered under the CSAT. So this is your preliminary type of examination. Guys, remember this thing that preliminary examination is a MCQ based examination. It's an objective examination. But from this year onwards, for the first time, MPSC brought some changes in its examination scheme. Now its mains examination, which is the tier 2 examination, is of a different kind. Up till this year, MPSC conduct its examination exactly same on your prelims pattern, that is MCQ based examination. But from this year onwards, MPSC is going to change its pattern. So it will be on the new pattern, and the new pattern is based on descriptive pattern. It's based on descriptive pattern. That means you will not have a 1 question and 4 options and you have to mark a right option. No. From this year onwards, in mains you have to write down your answers. So there will be a full length answer just like you did in up to your graduation level. So mains is a descriptive type of examination. Now the mains will have total 9 papers. It will have total 9 papers. I am not going into the detail of the 9 papers, but for records, these 9 papers will include 2 qualifying paper. 2 qualifying paper include compulsory English and compulsory Marathi. Then it will have 7 meritorious paper. Now the 7 meritorious paper means what? When you qualify these 2 language papers, you will have to score at least 25% marks of the total marks. Then your meritorious paper are going to be checked and then you will get the marks. So 7 meritorious paper involve various subjects. Basically essay is one topic. Then your GS1 to GS4. So GS1, 2, 3 and 4. So that means essay, GS1, 2, 3, 4. 5 papers. And then last is optional. Optional will have 2 papers. So optional paper 1, optional paper 2. So that means essay, 4 GS and 2 optional. So that counts 7. So you will get your merit on the basis of this 7 paper. This 7 paper will sum as 1750 marks. तर संपूर्ण पेपर हे 1750 मार्काचे असणार आहे आणि याच्यामध्ये तुमचं मेन्सचं मेरिट निघणार आहे. करेक्ट. सो पीपल हू क्वालिफाईड in this mains examination are appeared for your interview, which is also known as personality test, and the personality test will be conducted for the 275 marks. 275 marks. So your final merit for selection of any particular post will be based on your mains and the interview marks, that is 750 plus 275 marks. Correct. So that's how 225 marks examination will be there. Out of 225 marks, the toppers will be selected for various posts. So that's how the scheme of your examination will be there. Today I'm going to help you in these two type of tiers, that is preliminary and mains examination. Why? Because whenever people think about the civil services examination, the first and the biggest question in their mind is that, sir, which book should I refer? मी कुठलं पुस्तक वाचलं पाहिजे? मार्केटमध्ये इतके सारे पुस्तकं असताना मला कन्फ्युजन होते की मी नेमकं काय वाचलं पाहिजे. कोणाला विचारलं तर तो म्हणतात की अरे हे अमुक अमुक पब्लिकेशनचं बुक छान आहे. कोणाला विचारलं तर ते म्हणतात अरे ते जाऊ दे, तमिळनाडूचे जे स्टेट बोर्डचे पुस्तक आहे ते वाच. कोणाला विचारलं तर कोण म्हणतं अरे ते जाऊ दे, गुजरात स्टेट बोर्डचे पुस्तक वाच, महाराष्ट्र स्टेट बोर्डचे पुस्तक वाच, NCERTचे पुस्तकं वाचा. दॅट मीन्स the number of people you are asking for suggestion, you will get a different kind of suggestions every time, and that create a confusion. And now in this confusion you will get strayed away. भटकून जातोय आपण त्या ठिकाणीला. जितके जास्त तुमच्या समोर सजेशन येतात तितके तुम्ही काय जातात, भटकून जात आहेत. सो फॉर दोज स्टुडंट हू वॉन्ट टू स्टे फोकस अँड स्टार्ट देअर प्रिपरेशन, दिस सेशन इज बिलोंग टू दोज एस्पिरंट्स ओनली. In these sessions, I am going to talk you about the basic books from where you should start your preparation. Correct? So, let's start the session. But before going on to the study, one must be clear about certain principles, I will say, for your examination. That is, one must be learn about their syllabus totally. Whichever exam you are trying, first thing first, you have to complete your syllabus, by heart your syllabus. है ना. कोणीही तुम्हाला झोपेत जरी उठून विचारलं की अमुक अमुक मुद्दा सिलेबसच्या कुठल्या पॉइंट मध्ये कव्हर होतोय, तर लगेच आपल्याला ते सांगता आलं पाहिजे. इतका त्याला रट्टा मारणं गरजेचं आहे. सिलेबस इज द की फॉर युअर सक्सेस. इफ यू डोंट अंडरस्टँड युअर सिलेबस, यू विल नेवर गोइंग टू कम्प्लीट युअर टोटल प्रिपरेशन्स. नाही, आपण योग्य दिशेला प्रिपरेशन कधीच करू शकत नाही. प्रिपरेशन कधी पूर्ण पण होणार नाही जर आपल्याला सिलेबसच माहिती नाही काय नाही. तर जर आपल्याला परीक्षा कमीत कमी वेळेत पास व्हायचं असेल तर पहिलं काम काय असेल, सिलेबस. सो फर्स्ट थिंग फर्स्ट, वी हॅव टू कम्प्लीट अवर सिलेबस. सो सिलेबस प्रिपरेशन फॉर प्रिलिम्स as well as mains is very very important thing. If you don't have a syllabus, don't worry, just call on us 788 799 2834. 788 799 2834. Correct? Just give us call on this number. You will get PDF free of cost about the syllabus of the examination. Whether you are preparing for MPSC, UPSC, any examination you are preparing for, just call on this number. You will get the free syllabus as well as you will also get the free PYQs. Now PYQs are also very very important part for your preparations. Always remember, if you do not follow the PYQs, you will never understand. You will never understand that what is the trend which is going on, what is the depth at which the commission is asking a question. So in order to understand the trend, in order to understand the level of the depth level of the different topics and the different questions, one have to go through the PYQs. And 6-7 year past 6-7 year questions are enough for your preparation. So whether you are preparing for the prelims or whether you are preparing for the mains, just make it sure that you will be going through all the PYQs, with utmost intention, because these PYQs will help you in focusing your examination. So syllabus and PYQs are very very important things. If you don't have a syllabus and if you don't have a previous year question, just give us a call on this number, that is 788 799 2834. You will get the necessary help at free of cost. Doesn't matter. In this session I am going you to guide about this book list. आजच्या सेशन मध्ये आपण या बुक लिस्ट बद्दलच काय करणार आहे, चर्चा करणार आहे. बाकी या दोन मुद्द्यांवर आपण आज चर्चा करणार नाही, त्याच्यामुळे मी ते अर्ध्यांतरी सोडलेले आहेत. सो लेट्स स्टार्ट द बुक लिस्ट, है ना. सो while talking about the book list or while giving us conducting a session about the book list, I am going to provide you some certain suggestions. Now I will be having a different options in front of you. मी तुमच्या समोर वेगवेगळे ऑप्शन्स ठेवणार आहे त्या ठिकाणीला. इट्स युअर चॉईस दॅट विच इज द सुटेबल ऑप्शन फॉर यू, है ना. इट इज नॉट कंपल्सरी दॅट टू फॉलो ईच अँड एव्हरी बुक आय रेकमेंड हिअर, है ना. प्रत्येकाने इथं सांगितलेली प्रत्येक पुस्तक जशीच्या तशी रेकमेंड करणं गरजेचं नाहीये. बट आय एम गोइंग टू टेल यू अबाउट सर्टन ऑप्शन्स इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू विच आर गोइंग टू हेल्पफुल फॉर यू. सो यू हॅव टू आयदर पिक एनीवन, है ना. जेवढे भी मी ऑप्शन सांगेल त्याच्यापैकी कुठले तरी एक पिक करणं गरजेचं आहे. बिकॉज वेन यू स्टडी देर विल बी अ न्यूमरस ऑप्शन. सो every topic will have a two types of book in front of you. One is basics, another is advanced. So basic book, what do you mean by basic book and what is the importance of this basic book? Let us first understand this. Okay, so let's have an example of MPSC, है ना, Maharashtra Public Service Commission. What is MPSC? MPSC, it's an institution whose primary responsibility is to conduct an examination to recruit candidates for various posts. So government of India providing them a list of posts and the MPSC is going to conduct examination. So when MPSC is conducting an examination, so it is conducting for the whole Maharashtra. Now in the whole Maharashtra there are different regions, है ना. There are certain regions who are very advanced. People in that region get all kind of services. For example, if you are living in Pune, so you will get all kind of access. You will get good electricity connection, good internet connection. You will get numerous private coaching institutions to guide your preparations. You will get full-fledged market where you will get any kind of book available into the world, है ना. So you will get all the services at the one place. Pune is a kind of center. But let's say you are preparing in a very remote area, है ना. नंदुरबार किंवा गडचिरोली वगैरे अशा खूप अशा रिमोट इलाक्यामध्ये ज्या गावापर्यंत कुठला रस्ता पण जात नाही किंवा ज्या इलाक्यापर्यंत जास्त सुविधा जात नाही अशा इलाक्यामध्ये तुम्ही राहताय, करेक्ट. सो MPSC have a challenge in front of them that they have to set the balance. They have to maintain a level playing field between the students throughout the Maharashtra. MPSC cannot set a paper or cannot set a question paper which is biased or which is lopsided. That means it is going to favor the students into the developed cities only. No. So in order to strike a balance, in order to make a balance, MPSC will always focus on the resources which are available throughout the Maharashtra. MPSC नेहमी त्याच पुस्तकांवर किंवा त्याच रिसोर्सेसवर फोकस करणारे जे अख्ख्या महाराष्ट्रामध्ये बिना कुठल्या भेदभावाने अवेलेबल असणार आहेत त्या ठिकाणीला. आणि ते रिसोर्सेस कुठले असू शकतात, तर टेक्स्ट बुक, शाळेची पुस्तके, शालेय पुस्तके. तर प्रत्येक ठिकाणी शाळा असणार आहे, त्या शाळेमध्ये शाळेची जे विद्यार्थी शिकतात त्यांच्याकडे शाळेची पुस्तकं असणार आहेत, करेक्ट. नाउ दिस टेक्स्ट बुक बिकम द बायबल फॉर अवर प्रिपरेशन, है ना, बेसिक बुक मध्ये. व्हाय? बिकॉज इट इज अवेलेबल थ्रू आउट द महाराष्ट्र. So it doesn't matter you live into the Pune or studying into the Pune or you live into the any mountainous terrain or remote places where there is no other facility than the school. It doesn't matter. You will have the common sources. Now it's responsibility of NPSC to ask numerous questions on the basis of the common platform so that there will be level playing field, है ना. एक लेवल प्लेइंग फील्ड मेंटेन करण्यासाठी ते जास्तीत जास्त प्रश्न कशावर विचारणार आहेत, common sources. So you will get that around 40 to 50% question are going to be asked from the textbook. हा, ये चीज ही जी गोष्ट आहे ना, मी ही भरोशाने सांगू शकतोय तुम्हाला की जास्तीत जास्त प्रश्न MPSC जर कुठल्या एका सोर्स मधून विचारते तर ते असतील टेक्स्ट बुक, है ना. पर्सेंटेज मे बी व्हॅरी बट जास्तीत जास्त सोर्सेस. म्हणजे लास्ट इयरची जर गोष्ट करायला गेलं तर 15 प्रश्न 20 प्रश्न सायन्सचे असतात, त्याच्यापैकी 12 पेक्षा जास्त प्रश्न जे मला दिसले ते डायरेक्टली टेक्स्ट बुक मधून विचारलेले होते, बरोबर. त्या ठिकाणी आपण जर जॉग्रफीचं बघितलं तर जॉग्रफीमध्ये पण 7-8 प्रश्न डायरेक्टली टेक्स्टबुक मधनं विचारलेले होते. तर असे खूप सारं आपण जर हे बघितलं, त्याचं अनालिसिस केलं, इफ वी अनालाइज द PYQs, then we understood that majority of the questions are going from the textbook. So the textbook are the Bible for our preparation. म्हणजे जर आपल्याला MPSCचा अभ्यास सुरू करायचा आहे तर टेक्स्ट बुक आपल्यासाठी अत्यंत अशी महत्वाची पुस्तकं असणार आहे. सो आय एम गोइंग टू रेकमेंड यू दिस टेक्स्ट बुक फॉर युअर व्हेरियस subjects. Okay, so I will start from subject to subject. So history, first subject is history. So for history, the basic and the fundamental books are of two kinds. One is NCERT books, another is state board. Now one have to understand that which book we should refer. Okay, so NCERT and state board, these are the two fundamental kind of sources you will have. But if you look at the nature of MPSC, that MPSC having a tendency to ask a question about the Maharashtra specific issues also. महाराष्ट्र स्पेसिफिक मुद्द्यांवर पण MPSC प्रश्न विचारत असते, जसं महाराष्ट्रातले स्वातंत्र्य सैनिक किंवा महाराष्ट्रातल्या चळवळी है ना, महाराष्ट्रात घडलेल्या कुठल्या घटना स्वातंत्र्य संग्रामाच्या काळामध्ये. So MPSC have a tendency to ask a question regarding the Maharashtra specific topic, be it is a social reformer, be it is a national movement, be it is a freedom fight, whatever it may be, doesn't matter, but they have a tendency. Now if you are preparing from the NCERT, you will miss that point. So you have to look for the another source to cover that point, है ना. But if you are preparing for the state board, if you are preparing through the state board, then you will get covered all those points, है ना. The 11th standard NCERT, है ना, 10th and 11th standard NCERT are very very useful for this. They are going to cover your Maharashtra specific syllabus also while preparing history. So these books are available in history and Marathi. So I am recommending you these books for history preparation, for English medium preparation. Again, these books are available in Marathi also. So students who want to prepare the subjects in Marathi, even they have an option to go through this book in Marathi language. Okay, so these are the translated books. There are translated books regarding these topics also. So you have options NCERT and state board. Just remember that if you are going through NCERT to cover the history, it's good. NCERT have a good hold over the national issues, but NCERT is weak for your state specific content or state specific syllabus. So in order to get it covered, you have to go for another resources. But if you are preparing from the standard state board books, है ना, आपल्या महाराष्ट्र राज्य सरकारचे जे स्टेट बोर्ड पुस्तक आहेत, if you are preparing for those books, from those books, then your Maharashtra specific content is also get covered, है ना. So read these books. Okay, now when you read these books, always remember to prepare your own notes. How to prepare your own notes? I'm going you to discuss it. I'm going to discuss it about in detail in the end of the session. But whenever you are reading these books, just make a habit to create your own notes. स्वतःच्या नोट्स बनवणं शिका. त्या ठिकाणीला तुम्ही जितक्या जास्त नोट्स बनवणार आहेत ह्या मुद्द्यावर, तितका तुमचा सब्जेक्टवर होल्डवर बसत जाणार आहे, पकड पण बसत जाणार आहे. सो विच स्टेट बोर्ड यू शुड रेफर, है ना, कुठली पुस्तकं आपण वाचली पाहिजेत. सो देयर इज अ सिंपल प्रिन्सिपल दॅट फ्रॉम स्टँडर्ड 6 to 12, 6वी ते 12वी जितके बी आपली पुस्तकं असतील स्टेट बोर्डचे हिस्ट्रीशी संबंधित, ते सगळे पुस्तकं वाचायचे आहेत आपल्याला फ्रॉम स्टँडर्ड 6 to स्टँडर्ड 12. नाउ सपोज you are graduate in history, है ना, BA in history. So you don't have to go through these books, na? It is understood. But suppose you graduated with the BDS or you are graduated with a BTech degree, then I can understand the student from the technical background does not have a hold over the issues like history and geography. So for those students, if you start from the standard 6 book, you will get the idea about the history from the basic level since the beginning, है ना, एकदम शून्यापासून सुरुवात होणार आहे ती त्या ठिकाणीला. बट इफ यू आर कम्फर्टेबल विथ द हिस्ट्री, देन इट इज नॉट नेसेसरी टू गो विथ द 6th standard book. You can start with the 7, you can start with the 8th standard book. So it's depending your state of the mind, you can choose But if you are completely new for the history, my suggestion is just go from the standard 6 book up to the standard 12 book. Okay, so these are the book available into the state board. So I have a picture presentation in front of you, है ना. 6वी पासून ते 12वी पर्यंतच्या पुस्तकांचे इथे चित्र दाखवलेले आहे मी. तुमच्यापैकी प्रत्येक जण हे चित्र बघतील आणि हेच पुस्तक त्या ठिकाणून काय करतील, परचेस करतील. बट if you don't want to go with the state board, there is another basic book option for you, that is NCERT. Now these books will help you for prelims as well as in mains also. Always remember, these books are common for your prelims and mains preparations. Please remember this thing, because these books have a fundamentals of every topic. So whenever you are going to ask, trying to answer any particular questions, you have to introduce that topic. In a mains answer writing, we have a complete structure, introduction, body part and conclusion. So in order to introduce a particular topic, you have a basic sense of that topic. So from where does the basic sense will come to you? Answer is these standard books, these basics books. So these basic books will cover your basic understanding of a particular topic. So it will help you to make an introduction. So these books are very, very important for your mains preparations also. है ना. तर मग मेन्सची प्रिपरेशन करत असा किंवा प्रिलिमची प्रिपरेशन करत असा, हे स्टँडर्ड जे आपले पुस्तक आहेत हे गरजेचे आहेत. अंडरस्टूड. सो दीज आर द बुक्स फॉर हिस्ट्री. सो आई विल रिपीट दिस पॉइंट हियर, that you have two options. One is NCERT, another is state board. It's your choice either to go with NCERT or either to go with the state board. है ना. It's your choice. But my personal recommendation is go with the state board. It will help you in your history preparation. Okay, let's move on to the another topic, that is geography. Another important topic. If you consider prelims, so in prelims GS subject there are total 15 questions from geography, है ना. In the same way, history also have a weightage of 15 questions. So whether it is history or geography, they will have a both. They both have a 15 questions weightage out of 100 questions. So 15 questions from history and another 15 questions from geography, है ना. So that means it have a huge burden, geography. So what are the different sources you will have for the geography? Again, you will have two sources. One is NCERT and another is state board. When I am talking about state board, I am talking about Maharashtra state board textbooks. Okay, so NCERTs are there and the state board. So it's your choice. Again, go with the NCERT or the state board. है ना. Both books are fine. Both books are very, very good. But before starting your preparation, just see the nature of examination. Again, the same point will come in front of you, that MPSC is going to ask you questions from the geography and Indian geography and from the Maharashtra geography also. है ना. So in geography there is a world geography concept, there is the Indian geography concept and there is the Maharashtra specific geography. Definitely NCERT is not going to cover your Maharashtra specific geography at length, है ना. There will be tidbits and bits here and there. There are some issues will be covered under the NCERT, but not all. But your state book, your state board books will cover your Maharashtra geography as much possible as they can, है ना. So that's why again my personal recommendation is just go with the state board books in the geography regards also. Understood? So these books, whether NCERT or whether standard state board books, they are capable to cover your geography. In fact, if you go with the NCERT standard 11 these books, so your fundamentals and basic Indian geography issues will be covered completely. Completely, I'm using this word. Even you don't have to go with any reference book. If you go with these two NCERTs, then your fundamentals of geography and your physical geography, these two parts will be completed thoroughly. But these two parts are going to cover about Indian geography, है ना. इथे जे मुद्दे कव्हर होणार आहेत ते फक्त भारताच्या जिओग्राफीशी रिलेटेड मुद्दे कव्हर होणार आहे. महाराष्ट्र जिओग्राफी त्याच्यामध्ये कव्हर होणार नाहीये. सो इफ यू गो विथ दिस बुक्स, यू हॅव to look for another sources to cover Maharashtra specific geography, है ना. That means you have to go with the additional reading. So if you want to avoid this, so go with the state board books. Again, which state board books you should cover? So same answer, standard 6 to standard 12. Standard 6 to standard 12. 6वी पासून ते 12वी पर्यंतचे जितके भी पुस्तक आहेत जिओग्राफीचे ते संपूर्ण वाचणं गरजेचं आहे. इट विल कवर युअर महाराष्ट्र जिओग्राफी, इट विल कवर युअर Indian geography, and it will cover your some aspects of the world geography. Not all, but the few, very few aspects. If you go with the NCERT, then it will have a good hold over the world geography also. Okay. So these are the books you have for your geography preparation. In my personal opinion, you should go with the state board geography. And if you want to use the mix, just like I did, so I use these two books from the NCERT only. These two books, 11th standard physical and fundamental geography, and the rest of the books, rest of the syllabus I covered from the state board books, and I'm fine with it. I'm very much fine with it. Okay, so you can have a mix, but if you don't want such kind of complications that some part from the NCERTs and another part from the state board books, just go with any kind of book set, that is the state board or NCERT. To minimize your confusion, just go with the state board books. It will cover most of your syllabus regarding Indian geography, regarding Maharashtra geography, and some or few part of your world geography also. These books are good enough to cover those parts. Understood? So that's about geography. So standard 6 to 12 books are very much needed to cover your geography syllabus. Then another important topic is Indian polity. Again, Indian polity have a weightage of 15 questions. In MPSC, Indian polity will have 15 questions weightage. That means history have a 15 question weightage, geography have a 15 question weightage, and your Indian polity will also have a 15 question weightage. That means a huge weightage. Now, these books are available there. These are the NCERT. NCERT, whenever I am talking about NCERT, that means these are the central government sponsored books. And these are the state board books. महाराष्ट्र सरकारने बनवलेली पुस्तकं, correct? So these are the two books, है ना, for your preparation. You can go with either of the books. In this topic, Indian polity topic, these both the kind of books, that is NCERT books and the state board books, are quite fine to cover your basics of Indian polity. Now I am using or stressing at the word of basics because Indian polity is not completely covered in these books. IOC or the MPSC have a tendency to ask you certain advanced questions, particularly from the current affairs also. Okay, so these books will cover your all the fundamental aspects to understand what is Indian polity. How does your constitution work? How does your parliamentary system work? How does the different mechanism into the administration work? The fundamental knowledge required to understand all these concepts, how is election conducted, all the fundamental knowledge is covered in these two books. So you can either choose NCERT books or either you can go with the state board books. I personally recommend you go with the NCERTs in this matter. So if you are preparing for the NCERT book, you will get a good hold on the basic or the fundamentals of your Indian polity topic. Indian polity ह्या विषयावर तुमचा एक चांगला बेसिक असा पकड असेल. Now again I am telling you, these books are not enough to cover your questions from the Indian polity. You have to go with the advanced book and the current affairs sources also. But to start with, these basic books are very important for you. So there are again two options in front of you. Either you can go with the NCERTs and with the state board books. I will recommend you for Indian polity, you just focused on NCERT. Okay. Then the next topic is Indian economy. Again 15 question marks weightage. Indian economy. How much of weightage does Indian economy have into the MPSC question, into the MPSC prelims examination? That is 15 questions. That is around 30 marks. Every question is of 2 marks, na? So around 30 marks. So it will also have a same weightage as the geography, polity, and history. So Indian economy is very important topic, but you must understand the Indian economy is very much dynamic in nature. It is very much dynamic in nature. इंडियन इकॉनॉमीचा विषय असा आहे ना की तो स्थिर नाहीये. स्थिर नाही इन द सेन्स जसं इतिहास जो घडलाय तो घडलाय, तो रोज नाही बदलत बसणार आहे ना, त्याच्यामध्ये बदल फार कमी असतात. तर मग मी 5 वर्ष अगोदर इतिहासाचं जे पुस्तक होतं ते जर आज वाचलं तर त्याच्यामध्ये जास्त काही म्हणण्यापेक्षा 99% जास्त सिलेबस त्याचा तोच असणार आहे, शब्दाने शब्द तोच असणार आहे, काहीच बदल होणार नाहीये. इकॉनॉमिक्स तसा नसते. इकॉनॉमिक्स हा रोज बदलतो है ना. मग जो रोज बदलतो त्याला म्हणायचं डायनॅमिक. जो तसाच असतो जो रोज बदलत नाही त्याला म्हणायचं स्टॅटिक. हिस्ट्री इज बेसिकली स्टॅटिक इन नेचर. हिस्ट्री हा विषय कसा आहे, स्टॅटिक आहे, तो रोज बदलत नसतो. बट इकॉनॉमिक्स नो, इट इज कॉन्स्टंटली चेंजिंग. रोज बदलतोय है ना. त्याच्या फंडामेंटल्स मध्ये आपल्याला रोज बदल होताना दिसत आहेत. सो इंडियन इकॉनॉमी कॅन नॉट बी कवर्ड विथ एनी वन बुक throughout the world. You cannot complete your economics topic from the book itself. You have to constantly look into the current affair to cover your questions more and more. जर तुम्हाला 15 पैकी जास्तीत जास्त प्रश्न कव्हर करायचे तर तुम्हाला इंडियन इकॉनॉमी मध्ये फक्त टेक्स्ट बुक वाचून चालणार नाहीये. तुम्हाला त्या ठिकाणी करंट अफेअर वर पण तितकंच फोकस करावा लागतो. बट in order to understand what is going on into the current situation है ना, की सोन्याचे भाव सडनली आता वाढायला लागले. लाख रुपयावर सोनं गेलेलं आहे आजच्या दिवसाला. लाख रुपयावर का गेलं याचा जर बेसिक कळून घ्यायचा आहे तर तुम्हाला टेक्स्ट बुकच त्याच्यासाठी मदत करणार आहे. करेक्ट. सो इन ऑर्डर टू अंडरस्टँड युअर इकॉनॉमिक्स यू हॅव टू गो विथ द बेसिक अँड द फंडामेंटल बुक्स. अनलेस अँड अंटिल यू कंप्लीट युअर फंडामेंटल्स यू विल नेव्हर एव्हर अंडरस्टूड व्हॉट इज इकॉनॉमिक्स. इकॉनॉमिक्स खूप साऱ्या लोकांचा डोक्याला ताप झालेला विषय. हा लिटरली त्यांना इकॉनॉमिक्स मध्ये काय घडतंय काहीच कळत नाही, कारण की ते रोज सतत बदलत असते ना. तर कालपर्यंत जे वाचलं आजपर्यंत त्या गोष्टीमध्ये बदल झालेले दिसत आहेत. मग ते कन्फ्युजन क्रिएट होत आहे ना. सो इकॉनॉमिक त्याच्यामुळे काय होऊन गेला की लोकांच्या दृष्टीपासून दूर चालला गेलेला आहे ना. नाउ इफ यू जस्ट इमॅजिन इफ यू निग्लेक्ट 15 क्वेश्चन आउट ऑफ 100 दॅट मीन्स यू रिमेन विथ द 85 क्वेश्चन्स टू क्रॅक युअर मेरिट. तुम्ही जर इकॉनॉमिक्सला दुर्लक्ष केलं त्याच्या डायनॅमिक नेचरमुळे म्हणजे तुम्ही 100 नाही फक्त 85 प्रश्न अटेम्प्ट करू शकतायत आणि त्याच्यामध्ये तुम्हाला मेरिट क्रॅक करायचं. पण जर मी तुमच्यासोबत कम्पीट करतोय आणि मी इकॉनॉमिक्स मध्ये थोडं बहुत लक्ष दिलंय किंवा चांगलं लक्ष दिलेलं आहे तर माझ्यासाठी 100 प्रश्न असतील आणि मी 100 प्रश्न सॉल्व्ह करून तुमच्याशी कम्पीट करणार आहे. माझं मेरिट 100 प्रश्नांमधनं निघणार आहे. दॅट मीन्स तुम्ही माझ्यापेक्षा निश्चितच मागे असणार है ना. आय हॅव सीन bunch of a student neglecting the economics just because of its dynamic nature. So how to tackle economics, it's a different topic, but I'm going you to suggest you certain basic books to start with. Economics ला समजायचं असेल तर आपल्याला काही बेसिक बुक्स समजणं गरजेचं आहे. Now again there are two options in front of you. One is NCERT, another is your Maharashtra State Board. I have go through both the books, but the NCERT is completely useless. है ना. तुमच्यापैकी कोणी NCERT इकॉनॉमिक्स मधून वाचत असेल तर आयुष्यभर इकॉनॉमिक्सला हात लावणार नाही. इतकं किचकट करून ठेवलंय त्यांनी. एकदम किचकट म्हणजे साध्या कॉन्सेप्टला इतकं किचकट कसं करता येईल ते जर शिकायचं असेल आपल्याला तर NCERTचं इकॉनॉमिक्सचं पुस्तक बघायचं 11th स्टँडर्डचं है ना. मग आपल्याला कळतंय की ते इकॉनॉमिक्स शिकवत नाहीये, ते इकॉनॉमिकची भीती घालवत आहेत की ते समजणारच नाही कोणाला. इतकं किचकट करून ठेवलेलं आहे. जीडीपी म्हणजे काय 4 लाईनी समजणारा मुद्दा त्यांनी इतका मोठा खिचलेला आहे की ते फार ब्लो करून देते. बट इफ यू गो विथ द स्टेट बोर्ड है ना, महाराष्ट्र स्टेट बोर्ड बुक्स, दीज आर व्हेरी गुड इन दॅट मॅनर है ना. कन्साइज आणि छान पद्धतीने त्यांनी त्या ठिकाणीला माहिती मांडलेली. तर मग जर तुम्ही इकॉनॉमीचा अभ्यास महाराष्ट्राच्या स्टेट बोर्ड मधनं 11वी आणि 12वीचे पुस्तक कुठले 11th अँड 12th स्टँडर्ड जर तुम्ही ह्या पुस्तकातून त्यांचा अभ्यास केला तर तुम्हाला असं समजेल की इकॉनॉमी खरंच एक इंटरेस्टिंग आणि सोपा विषय. राईट. सो इन ऑर्डर टू कंप्लीट युअर इकॉनॉमिक्स or the fundamentals of your economics, I will recommend you to go with your Maharashtra State Board 11th and 12th standard economics book. That is my personal recommendation. Do not go with the NCERTs, है ना, they will just squeeze your mind. Okay. Now science, है ना? Science is very very important topic. Almost 20 questions come from the science. Out of 100, MPSC will ask almost 20 questions from the science. That means you can understand how important it is. Now the science will cover different topics also. For example, it will cover your physics, it will cover your chemistry, it will cover your zoology, it will cover your botany, and it will cover your hygiene. है ना? So there are 5 topics under the science. So in order to cover all those topics, again there are 2 types of book set you will have. That is, first is NCERT, which is the fine, and state boards. Again the 2 basic sources you will have. Now यहाँ पे कॉइन टॉस कर लेना, क्योंकि दोनों एक जैसे हैं इस मामले में. You can go with the NCERT, you can go with the state book, both have a same type of quality. है ना? दोघांची क्वालिटी कशी आहे? एकदम छान आहे आणि एकदम सारखी आहे त्या ठिकाणीला. सो यू कॅन गो फ्रॉम 6 to 10 स्टँडर्ड बुक्स, 6वी ते 10वी, 12th नाही सांगितलं मी. 6 to 10 स्टँडर्ड NCERT or 6 to 10 standard state board books to cover your this syllabus: physics, chemistry, zoology, botany and hygiene. है ना? So science, the fundamentals of science are covered in detail in these 2 types of books. छान पद्धतीने चित्र, वेगवेगळे एक्झाम्पल्स आणि सोपी भाषा याच्या आधारावर NCERT असो किंवा स्टेट बोर्ड असो, ह्या ठिकाणीला तुम्हाला ते बुक्स कव्हर केलेले दिसतील. म्हणजे हे जर तुम्ही व्यवस्थित केलं, एकतर NCERT वाचा किंवा स्टेट बोर्ड, दोघं वाचून टाइम वेस्ट नको करा, कुठलेही एक वाचा. पण जर तुम्ही वाचला ना तर आपल्या सायन्स बद्दलचे बहुतेक प्रश्न सॉल्व्ह होतात. 2024 ला 12 पेक्षा जास्त क्वेश्चन्स 12+ हे स्टेट बोर्ड मधनं विचारलेले होते, म्हणजे फंडामेंटल्स मधनं, आणि तेच प्रश्न तुमचे NCERT मध्ये पण कव्हर झालेले होते. है ना? म्हणजेच काय, तर आपण जर हे स्टेट बोर्ड किंवा NCERT यांच्यावर फोकस केला तर आपण मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द सायन्सचे क्वेश्चन असेच उचलून घेतो. उरलेला जो पार्ट आहे 12 पेक्षा जास्त प्रश्नांचा, तो टेक्नॉलॉजीचा पार्ट होता. सायन्स अँड टेक्नॉलॉजी असते त्याच्यामध्ये, तर टेक्नॉलॉजीचा पार्ट होता जो की करंट अफेअर मधनं कव्हर केला जातो. है ना? तर मग अशा पद्धतीने आपल्याला NCERT आणि स्टेट बोर्ड. सो वी हॅव 2 ऑप्शन्स अगेन फॉर द सायन्स. One is NCERT, another is state board. Both are fine to study and to start with. So you can choose anyone. है ना? तुम्ही स्टेट बोर्ड पण वाचू शकता, तुम्ही NCERT पण वाचू शकता ना. या ठिकाणीला आता तुमची मर्जी आहे की काय वाचलं पाहिजे. दोघांची भाषा पण एकदम सोपी आहे, दोघांचं रिप्रेझेंटेशन पण छान आहे, है ना, आणि समजायला व्यवस्थित येत असे. तर तुम्ही दोघांपैकी एक चूज करू शकता. अंडरस्टूड? या दोघं पुस्तकांमध्ये तुमची हे टॉपिक कव्हर होणार. नाउ आफ्टर हॅव्हिंग 6 to 12 प्रत्येकाने काय करायचंय की 11th स्टँडर्ड 11वीची बायोलॉजी ही पुस्तक वापरायची आहे NCERT आणि स्टेट बोर्ड दोघं ठिकाणी. है ना? 6वी ते 10वी फ्रॉम 6 to 10 स्टँडर्ड बुक, ऑल सायन्स बुक विदाउट एनी एक्सेप्शन, all science book from the standard 6 to standard 10 you have to refer. And in addition to that, this book set, you have to use biology book from the 11th standard. It is in NCERT also and it is in state board also. So whether you are preparing from the state board or you are preparing for the NCERT, you have to cover biology, 11th standard biology, to cover your botany, zoology and hygiene topic. है ना? हे टॉपिक ह्या 11th स्टँडर्डच्या बायोलॉजी मध्ये दोघं ठिकाणी छान पद्धतीने कव्हर केलं, असं माझा पर्सनल एक्सपिरियन्स आहे त्या ठिकाणीला. So you can go with these books also. So in a conclusion, for science preparation, just go with the standard books from 6 to 10th standard, NCERT or state board, it's your choice. Then you have to use 11th standard biology book from NCERT or from state board 11th standard biology book. It's your choice. Okay? So that's how you are going to cover your science syllabus. Again, okay. Then another important topic is environment. Almost 4 to 5 questions are going to ask from the environment in your prelims examination. 4 ते 5 प्रश्न आपली environment मधनं कव्हर होणार आहेत त्या ठिकाणी. So in order to cover your environment, state board books are good in this matter. Now again, I'm going to provide you a disclaimer that environment is also dynamic in nature, just like your economics. So it is constantly changing, and hence its concepts are moving forward. है So your state board are not going to cover all the syllabus of your environment, but they are sufficient to make you understand what is environment. है They are very much capable to provide you the fundamentals of the environment so that you can understand the critical concepts into the environment. Okay, so majority of the question from the environment topic is coming from the current affairs. Very few are going to ask from your standard textbook, but majority of the question are coming from the current affair. But in order to understand the current affair, first you must have a basic understanding of your topic. So from where does this basic understanding will come to you? That is standard textbook. So 11th standard and 12th standard, 11वी आणि 12वी, 11th and 12th standard books are sufficient to cover your environment issues. Okay, so that's about environment. And the last one is sociology. Now sociology is basically going to use in mains. Because in mains you will have a social issues, social justice and all that such topics related to the society. In prelims also it will have a certain weightage, but that belongs from the current affairs. So in order to understand our society, in order to understand our social issues, Maharashtra State Board will provide you a good kind of book from the 11th standard. 11वीची ही सोशियोलॉजीची पुस्तके ही एक छान अशी पुस्तके. If you go through this book, you will have a basic sense of Indian society. And now this basic sense of Indian society will help you to explore the different dimension for your mains preparation. है ना. तर मग तुमचा इथं जर बेसिक क्लिअर झाला तर तुम्हाला बाकीचे मुद्दे पण छान छान कळतात आणि मग तुम्ही वेगवेगळ्या मुद्द्यांना हात लावू शकताय, है ना, मेन्सच्या. त्याच्यामुळं सोशियोलॉजीची हे जे पुस्तक वाचलं तुम्ही 11वी स्टँडर्डचं, इफ यू गो थ्रू द सोशियोलॉजी स्टँडर्ड 11 बुक, it will clear your certain basics. Understood? So that's it. These are the books I have recommend you for your preparation. Just go with this basic book and you will face no problem in understanding the basic concepts of various topics and various subjects. Understood? All right. Now there are two important things. One is note, another is revision. Always remember, notes are critical part for your preparation. Very, very important thing. है ना? Whatever you are reading about, whatever you are whichever syllabus you are completing, just make a habit to create your own notes. Your own notes for your own preparations. है ना? Now these notes will help you in many ways. First thing first, human have a tendency to forget the things. काल काय वाचला, आज त्याच्या 75% गोष्टी लक्षात राहत आहेत. ही आपली मेंटॅलिटी आहे. करेक्ट? सो in order to make it sustainable, whatever you learn, in order to make it sustainable, we have to note it down. आज जर मी इन्व्हायरमेंटचा कन्सेप्ट वाचला, त्याला जर मी छान पद्धतीने नोट करून ठेवलं, तर त्याच्याने काय होणार आहे, पुस्तकात जो खूप मोठा डेटा आहे तो छोट्या कन्साइज डेटामध्ये कन्वर्ट होईल. The bulk of data is converted into concise data, and that concise data will save my time. That concise data will save my time. Now these notes are also going to be helpful for preparation before the examination. So if I have a paper tomorrow and a day before my test or the day before my examination, I cannot go with the textbook, all the textbook. So how does I make my revision? So simple, my notes. So notes will help you to revise the topics very, very quickly. So notes are very, very important here. Then revision. Continuous revision is also important. So I will suggest you weekly revision. Always follow 6+1 day pattern. 6 days of regular studies, 1 day of revision. That should be your pattern. Why to revise? Because I have told you that almost 75 or more than 75% of the data we learn yesterday is lost today. So in order to retain that data, in order to increase our retention capacity, revision is the best option. So How do we revise our content? So there is no need to go with the daily revision. You can go with the weekly revision, 6 plus 1 day pattern, 6 days of regular studies and 1 day of the revision of the 6 day studies. That should be your revision strategy. Okay. So these are your strategies for the preparation. All right. Before ending the session, there is a notification for you that Dnyanjyoti Education Pune have brought up with a new batch called as Nirman. What is this Nirman batch? This Nirman batch is available for MPSC and UPSC aspirants. Now this batch is available in English and Marathi medium, online and offline mode also. Correct? Now this batch will also have two types of genre. One is 3-year foundation batch, which will cover your total syllabus from the scratch. And the student who are just finished their 12th education or just higher secondary education, they can enroll this foundation batch and simultaneously they can complete their academic or their graduation years, and at the same time they are going to complete their syllabus for the civil service or MPSC or UPSC examination. In the same way, Nirman batch is also launching 1-year integrated course for UPSC and MPSC students. So there will be a 1-year integrated batch. The batches are going to be start from the 1st of May, Maharashtra Din. So the 1st of May is the date for the starting of this batch. Okay, you can just call on this number, that is 788-799-2834. You just give us a call on this number and you will get the relevant information regarding the Nirman batch. Thank you.